So tonight is a very special episode on Wellness in Conversation because I'm joined by two professional athletes of different ages competing at the highest level. But they have one thing in common, isogenics. Gail Nicholls is a Team GB triathlete who has recently turned 60. And wow, Gail, can I just say you look amazing?
Oh, okay.
Proof that age is just a number. And we also have world champion in martial arts, Alex Kovacs, at the top of her game at just 33, earning a gold medal at the World Jiu-jitsu Championship in Abu Dhabi. And what I admire most about these two amazing athletes is their discipline, their mindset, and their resilience, and how they use real honesty to explain what it really takes to be a champion. So Gail, Alex, welcome.
Thank you.
So I've got a quick warm-up question to you both. You're at very different stages of life, but both competing at the highest level. So I'll start with you, Alex. What do you think are the mindset traits that you both have in common?
Probably the discipline, the structure to keeping going when things get hard, and not only for in the days when it feels comfortable, because there are actually more days where I would say would not want to do it than the days I want to, and that's probably what we have in common.
And Gail, your opinion on that? Is there something that you think you both have? You're different ages, different sports. Is there one thing as professional athletes you think that you need to have, that magic dust? What is it?
Yeah, it definitely. It's I can relate to Alexandra what she said. It is about it's having the focus and the discipline and definitely your plan and trying to stick to it. I know that life, like we were just saying, life gets in the way a little bit. So, we both lead very busy lives, but definitely having that focus and planning ahead at that top level is definitely the key. And obviously making sure that, we're going to be talking about the nutrition side of things, and making sure that we're completely able to maintain that as well with the nutrition side of things, that you've got the energy to do stuff is definitely the key. And yeah, we're obviously in different sports, but we've definitely got the same kind of focus. Whatever sport you're in, you've got the same kind of routines and the same goals for sure.
I love that, Gail. You both have strong common beliefs around discipline and mindset. What fascinates me is that, you're in completely different decades of life, yet speaking the same language. And talking of age, Gail, I want to come to you specifically because you didn't start triathlon in your teens. You started about 10 years ago. What made you take that leap, later life?
Yeah, well, I'd always been quite fit in all of my life, really. I've always been very interested in sports. When I was a youngster and at school, going through the different sports and things. So I've always kept myself fit. And in my 30s and 40s, I kind of took up running. Not really competitively, but just for like social enjoyment, recreational, stuff. And then I kind of got into a bit of cycling as well. When you get injured, you always look to another sport. So I got into cycling, and then eventually kind of swimming. And when I turned 50, I decided to, there's a friend of mine that actually died in difficult circumstances. And I decided to do, in her name, I decided to do train for a triathlon and just do as a charity, and just get a little bit of charity money together for that organisation. So it was a brain tumour, and it was supposed to be kind of like a one-off. So I did all the training, did the race. It was like a sprint distance, so it's the shortest triathlon distance that you can do. And I kind of absolutely smashed it, and I really enjoyed it. I came first in my age group. A lady that was coaching me said, "Oh, you could be really good at this sport," and I'd never really even considered it, from then. And then the following year, because that was in the October, and the following year, she said to me, just go for like loads of little races and see how you get on. You know, see if you enjoy it. It might not be for you, but and that's what I did. So, and then I kind of just grew from there, and I kept coming first in my age group. I won a couple of competitions, and then I kind of qualified for Team GB in my age group for swimming and running. And I did my first competitive international race in that was in IB, not what's not to like, and that was in 2018. So it was very quick for me. It was within 2 years I'd gone from not competing in triathlon at all to actually wearing a Team GB tri-suit. And
That is incredible.
really thinking seriously about what I was going to do next,
Gosh. So obviously, you've gone from amateur to a triathlete, obviously competing in the swim, bike, run element at the top of your game. It's inspirational to hear how you went so quickly from normal athlete to the top in your age group. I know that last year you completed the full Ironman in 14 hours as well. Talk to us about that day and a little bit about nutrition, because I know you say your success is 50% training and 50% nutrition.
Yeah, definitely. So, with anything like that, I mean, at the time when I first took up the triathlon, I thought that was so far out of my comfort zone to actually do a full Ironman. I wasn't really planning on doing it at all. But it was when because obviously I've been in the sport for 10 years. So when I turned 60 last year, and I just thought, if it's now or never, to be honest. And so I thought, well, I'm going to try and do it. There is nothing. The thing is, I tell people, because I'm obviously a triathlon coach, I say to people, there is nothing that you cannot do, with some training and the right kind of nutrition and things like that. So basically, you've got to really think about the training side of it. It's a lot of training to put in, long, hard. I mean, 7 hours on the bike is just like, it's some people's hell, and it can feel like that. But you've got to be thinking about what's going in your body, because it's a long time to do that at a high level, to get through the finish line at 14 hours. So I set myself targets. Obviously, you have to train your nutrition as well. I'm sure Alexandra was saying the same thing, is that you can't just turn up on the day and just put anything in your body. You've got to train a long time before, so 6 months or 8 months out, the different things that suit you, so that your stomach is settled. I set my timer on my bike, so it was about 6.5 hours on my bike. Every 20 minutes I was having fuel going in, so something to eat and drink. And the only way that you can do that is on the bike, because when you get off that bike and you've got to run a full marathon, 26 miles, you have to have the energy to do that.
What are the distances for the triathlon and the Ironman? Just so we know.
So there's a sprint triathlon, and then you've got a standard, which is the Olympic distance, which is double the sprint. That will be, so sprint is it's a 750-meter swim, followed by a 20k bike and 5k run. Now, the Olympic distance, that's double that distance. And then you've got a half Ironman, so that's double the distance again. And then the full Ironman is double the half. So so that the full Ironman will be, it's a 2.5-mile swim, followed by 112 miles on the bike, and a full marathon. So that is a lot. I mean, just to do the marathon itself is a lot. So with all the other things as well. And you got to be sort of bang on it, even though when you think, I don't want to eat or drink right now, my stomach is saying no, you must. You must discipline yourself and make sure that you get the fluid and the solid in your body, so that you can basically get through the whole thing. Yeah.
So talk us through that race day fueling. What do you actually use?
Yeah, so it would be starting off. I always use the isolene shakes because they're brilliant for my stomach. They don't make me feel bloated. You have to think about like toilet issues and things like that, obviously, when you're training at a high level. So lots of that, lots of bars. The snack bars on the bike as well. There are other things that you need to take on board as well, but mainly those things that I've been using for about 8 years now, I suppose. You'll be using, and the e-shots, you have like a real mixed electrolytes drinks, so you've got to have that on your bike, so you're sipping that, and then the rest is taking on water. Because you need to get the extra fluid in as well. But I've used all of those. I mean, the e-shots are just brilliant. I always use them. I've tested the e-shots when I've been, especially on bike, because you can do some testing with nutrition when you're on the bike. It's the only time you really can. But when it goes in, I think you normally take an e-shot 20 minutes, 30 minutes before you feel that energy slump. You want to feel the energy rising again. And it does. I've tested my heart rate on it. It brings my heart rate up. I feel energized. You feel like you could push on. You just feel a whole wave of energy, basically, but not in the way that you would. I know it's obviously caffeine based and it's herbal caffeine based. It's not like you would feel get the jitters if you had too much caffeine or whatever. It's a gradual rise, and that's the element that I really liked about it. Compared to some other products out there, it's a gradual rise of your heart rate kicks in, the energy system kicks in, enough to bring you up to another level. So all of these things, mainly the isolene shakes, keep them going in, and all the bars, and the e-shots, and obviously all the electrolytes. That's the kind of thing that you just need fueling.
Yeah. And interesting to hear that you measured your performance using them, so you've got a little bit of that's behind it as well, which is fascinating. And I know you were introduced, I think, to Isogenics about 8 years ago, and I know you actually tried lots of other nutrition products. But what was it that changed for you when you started supporting your body with these ones?
I think I touched on that before. Didn't really feel energized with what I was taking before. Some of these products, I think the good thing about the Isogenics brand is the research that goes into it as well, and also the really pure products that they use. It is great. I mean, you need that really good, refined, good high level product going into your body. And I just wasn't getting that. A lot of these other things are all packed. They might be a lot cheaper, but there's a reason for that. They're packed loaded with sugars and not the right level of nutrition. The isolene shake, I mean, they've got all your nutrients in there that you need, because it's not like you can sit on a bike eating a sandwich.
No.
You need to have the right kind of fuel that was going to give you all those nutrients and still kind to your stomach, and that kind of ticks all the boxes. Oh, there's one really important thing that I was going to add about the collagen. The collagen.
Yes.
So I did a world triathlon course late back last year. It was all about the subject was all about rest and recovery. And it was all backed by science. It's like the course was what's hearsay and what is scientific or science. And this course was run by doctors and scientists. And at the end of this 4-week period where I finished the course, we had time to be able to do questions and answers, which was really great. So I got a one-to-one with this doctor and scientist, and I asked her about the collagen, because I know that there's a lot of grey areas about collagen and stuff, and there's a lot of things out on there in the market that are not obviously pure. And I said, like regarding supplements, because it was on the rest and recovery to do with supplements as well. What do you think about taking collagen? And she said, oh, don't get me started on this. And I'm thinking, oh, is it going to be negative? But it wasn't. It was absolutely positive. She said every athlete needs to take collagen because of, you know, I mean, obviously we like it for the beauty purposes as well, but because of the joints, because it's got so much, we put so much pressure through our joints and our muscles. She said we need to be taking that collagen. Obviously, we lose that collagen very early on in our 20s. And she said you must be taking it every day. I would recommend every athlete to take it. So I was like blown away by that. I think I've still got a recording of her saying it, because I was like, wow, I'm so pleased that she's said that, because it means so much, because it's such a grey area with it. But yeah, type 1 marine collagen every day of the week.
Well, just to finish with you and just say congratulations, Gail, because I know you won a gold in aquathlon last year as well. Absolutely. and last question before I chat to the amazing Alex, what would you say to women who think it's too late to start competing, Gail?
No, it's never too late. I've proven that it's never too late. Yeah, I mean, I did the full distance, the full, everyone wants to achieve that's in the sport of triathlon, and Ironman is the most iconic thing. And if I could do it, anyone can do it. You can do it. You have to dream big. You have to have a lot of dedication to do it. You'd want to have the passion to do it as well, and obviously you have to take the sport seriously and you know, fuel your body in the right way. Anyone can do it. If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Oh, thank you, Gail. And talking about passion, determination, the correct nutrition, discipline, Alexandra, take us to Abu Dhabi. You were on one of the biggest stages in global Brazilian jiu-jitsu. You walk onto the mat for the final. What is going through your head at that point?
It's quite crazy sometimes to think back of those thoughts and kind of like we start to analyze them. I remember when we were called to wait beside the mat before the other fight finished, and just jumping around and warming up. And in my head is going through that, I'm upgrading to last year. I got bronze last year because I got a DQ actually, which took me to the bronze match. And I even sent a message to my teammates saying that, we are upgrading, guys, so it's going to be either silver or gold. And then for a second, I just stopped. I'm basically saying that I'm okay with silver. You know, you just kind of click that. No, I said, no, I'm going to go and get the gold. And I was like, I'm trying to really pump myself up. And I was like, just positive talk. I said, I'm going to go and get the gold. I'm winning that gold. I'm here. I'm going to give everything. I was really just thinking to not lose focus, not accept the silver, and just really try to go for the gold, because I was already talking to myself in my head that, I'm upgrading. I will be all right, you know. But I was like, I'm okay with silver. I said, no, I'm going to go and get it. In the final, I'm going to go and give every last breath that I have, you know. And thinking back, it was quite strange that how your mind tries to talk you into that, and not listening to it is the hardest bit. But I have to let go the thoughts that don't serve me and not analyze them, and just try to self-talk positively myself, rather than saying, no, I'm okay, I'm fine with silver. No, I'm going to go and get it, give everything.
You got rid of that little devil on your shoulder, brushed it off, and went for gold, and you got it.
Yes.
And you said, you know, your hand was raised and you'd got that gold, and you collapsed to your knees and there were tears flowing. What did those tears represent, Alex?
They were the proof that those hard days meant something, because behind that victory is so much more than what we can just see on the mat. That the release everything that I carried in silence up to there, everything inside me. And it wasn't just about the victory. It was basically the tears for every version of me that basically almost gave up, and all the version of me that been told that no, you can't, and the version that stayed driven and committed when things got really, really difficult, and doing this even when things weren't guaranteed, because victory is never guaranteed, but just showing up, knowing that, and everything, these thoughts just came to me, and obviously I was super happy to win too. But those tears were all the sacrifices behind everything leading up to the World Championship, to who you become throughout the process, who you are becoming through the work you are doing, and the person that you are becoming while doing the sport you love and choose to do, and that was like absolutely amazing. And my partner is my coach, and I was just looking at him and he was shouting, he was so proud. That made it even more special, because it's kind of for us as well that he's my coach and he is pushing me too, but as well it's that personal that we did it, and that meant a lot.
You did it. I can hear the emotion in your voice now. I mean, you train around 20 hours a week, don't you, Alex, while running your career, as a strength and conditioning coach yourself. How do you sustain all that?
It's to not to rely on motivation, I think is really important, because that fades away, I'm trying to build like structure and discipline, and accept that balance isn't basically perfect, and balance might look different each day, and not putting too much pressure, and be kind to myself if I'm having a bad day or training didn't go as I expected, but if you want to rely on motivation, then that's not going to keep you doing, but structure is going to keep you doing, and discipline, the intentional training, the intentional work behind everything, your job, and planning everything ahead, that some days you are tired, but you show up anyway, and that's gonna happen, because that, okay, I still have work and I want to give my all to make sure people are happy as well, and I want to help them, through my coaching, but I want to be a good role model for them as well. But I can only really do that if I make my days intentional and structure everything, and just staying disciplined,
Yeah, and look after yourself too.
Yeah, exactly.
You teach jiu-jitsu, martial arts to children. Obviously, you are a coach and rehab specialist.
Yes.
How important is the recovery and nutrition for combat sports athletes? I know Gail touched upon the importance for triathletes. How important is nutrition and obviously recovery supplements for combat sport?
I don't actually think it's only for combat sport, for absolutely everything and anything, even if you are not pro sports person, is everything for your recovery, to feel your best. You can't perform, obviously, if we're talking about the sport, you can't perform at a higher level if your body is breaking down. So recovery and nutrition aren't like extras, they are part of the training, they are not like one or the other, all together, nutrition. If you want to feel your best, you want to be fueled, you will need nutrition. The performance will fade away right away if we had no nutrition.
Any isogenics favourites that you have? I know Gail mentioned a few earlier.
I did actually, and I really agreed with her. The isolin shakes are great. One thing I would highlight that I'm really picky when it comes to nutrition, and I'm very picky when it comes to taste. And isolin shakes were the only one I could actually drink and love drinking them, and not have to drink this quickly because they don't taste great. No, isolin, it tastes like creamy. It's so nutritious, and I know I'm doing great for my body as well. But they are really tasty. The e-shots are probably my other favorite. I love the e-shots. I love that they are herbal based as well, and not getting that crash. Sometimes you get from if I have like a caffeine, like a coffee shot or something, so I have this herbal base. It's like with the green tea as well. The taste is great too, but I just feel that gradual energy, which Jay mentioned too, that with the e-shots. So they probably my other favorites too. The watermelon pre-workout is great too, by the way. So it's really hard to pick the things because I think they do taste great. And honestly, I'm really picky with supplements.
Well, that's good to hear. I love watermelon and nitro as well. With the creatine in it, it gives you that boost, doesn't it? Get extra stamina when you're working out. For anyone watching now who's thinking, right, in my chosen sport, I want to take it to the next level. I want to go from just enjoying the sport to that next level of competing at a higher level. What would you say to them? What advice would you give?
Just stop waiting to feel ready because you won't. Just start where you are now and commit fully and understand. And it's might be hard, but the reward going to be much, much better than you would imagine,
Great advice, great advice. And we've talked about the days of glory with you both today, winning gold, being on the international stage, winning a world championship. But what does a bad day look like for a world champion?
A bad day. Well, I think, Alexandra touched on it where probably where you've planned your training and then life just gets in the way, or you're not feeling it that day, And I always think as well, it's really important because within our sport, it does kind of mess with your head as well as obviously you've got to put your body through a lot. I think a lot of it is mental strength as well. And sometimes when, especially when you get older, obviously my age, is that I think I'm not feeling it right today. I need to listen to my body. And I need to take more rest. If I have a couple of days off sometimes, I just think actually it's better to do that because you're fully recovered and it's only 24 hours, 48 hours. And then you get up in the morning and you're back on it. You're back on the same routine and focus. So listen to your body. Don't beat yourself up about what didn't happen because tomorrow is another day and you are straight back on it again and you're focused, and giving your body that extra rest and refueling is going to make you work 100% rather than always working at 60% or 70%. So that's what I would take away is listen to your body and take rest and don't beat yourself up about it. Enjoy it.
Great advice. Alex, anything to add to that?
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. And I think it's, you mentioned about like age, but I think it's at any age, I think it's acceptance because those days you are really sore, really tired, and just every doubt, every overwhelm creeping in, and you are trying to stay focused, but your head is a mess, and something throws your structure out that you planned your day and it's just not working out. I think learning, this is probably comes with as well experience of learning to accept that things might not go the way you planned, can make your day much, much better. Just to be really kind to yourself. And as trainers, that you take those rest days that you need, because sometimes it's really all that you need, just to listening to your body, because you can, with this level of training, or even, how the pace that life goes with now, because people obviously rushing around, working really long hours and trying to train around it. And I would advise to people as well that when you do feel sore, overwhelmed, just be gentle to yourself and take that time off. And next day again will be another day, and gonna be a better day.
Do you know what? From speaking to you both today, I think it's probably confirmed what I thought about professional athletes. World champions aren't born, they're built through repetition, through sacrifice, through fueling properly, through refusing to quit. Gail, Alex, thank you. You're proof that discipline, mindset, and all those things are the right fuel for our body. It's the difference between average and the elite. And if this conversation inspired you watching and you want to know more about how everyday nutrition can support your fitness and energy goals or improve your game or take you to the next level, reach out to the person who shared this podcast with you or indeed to Alex or Gail. We'll see you next month on Wellness in Conversation. So thank you, ladies, and have a wonderful evening. And I'm sure you will be hitting some sort of training session, or maybe rest and recovery is what's called for. Thanks for joining us. See you next time, everyone.
Thank you so much. See you soon.